Good evening and welcome to Communications 101, Activity 5, My Culture Shock Story. My name is Carolyn Lane. My culture shock story takes place in Martinique, an island in the eastern Caribbean Sea filled with natural beauty. The language is French, and neither my husband nor I speak French, which created a language barrier. The islanders were warm and friendly, and some of them were extremely rude. On this particular day, my husband and I decided to go shopping in the morning. The manager of the hotel called a taxi for us and told us while we were waiting not to pay the taxi driver until he returned us from shopping. We inquired why. Why wouldn't we pay the taxi driver when we got in town to shop? And the manager stated that they will not come back and pick you up and bring you back to the hotel. It's very difficult to get a taxi while you're in town, since some of the islanders don't speak very good English. They would have a difficult time trying to figure out what hotel you were at. So we agreed that we would wait and pay the taxi driver once he returned us to the hotel. Once he returned us to the hotel, he was extremely friendly. We paid him, we tipped him, and apparently we offended him when we provided him with a tip because he didn't think that it was a very generous tip. And naturally, he spoke French, and the only word that my husband and I understood was the F word. I was quite appalled because I thought we had provided him with a very nice tip. Later that afternoon, we decided to go down on the beach. Again, we were totally amazed. The sand was warm and inviting. The water was the most beautiful blue we had ever seen. We laid our blanket out on the beach and we got settled. My husband nudged me. He said, "Look at that." I said, "Look at what?" He said, "Look at that." And I looked, and we were on a new beach. Women were topless, and men were completely nude. I have to admit that they had a wonderful tan. There were definitely no tan lines. The trip was actually relaxing. The meals were wonderful. The scenery was beautiful. And we really did enjoy ourselves, despite the fact that we didn't speak any French, that the taxi driver cussed us out, and that we ended up on a new beach. Thank you for joining me in my culture shock experience.